You know, a lot of people don't know, and they feel that we weren't really very passive. But if you want to look at history, and I'm sure you know enough, that countries like France or Belgium or Holland, they went, in a few days, the Germans came and took over. The Warsaw Ghetto was holding out for 4 weeks. Even Poland didn't hold out for 4 weeks. We were holding out for 4 weeks. The Germans were really afraid to come into the Warsaw Ghetto. Then they came in with tanks, and they decided to liquidate the Warsaw Ghetto. And this was in 1943, Passover. And by that time, well, maybe 20,000 people left. We didn't have much ammunition, so we threw the Molotov cocktails on the tanks, and a lot of Germans got killed. You see, my mother was with me, my brother. One day, when the Germans came in, this was at the very end of the Warsaw Ghetto. I want you to know my mother wasn't even 40 years old. Neither was my father. But my mother was... the Germans were coming, and we had to pull ourselves up on that rope, I told you, in the building. And she couldn't make it, so she went into the bunker below with the resistance. It wasn't exactly, there were several bunkers. We didn't make big bunkers because we didn't want it. If the Germans will come in, we should have, not all the people should be caught. So we had like 5 different bunkers downstairs, and we were hiding upstairs, maybe 50, 60 people upstairs. My mother couldn't make the rope because the Germans were coming very rapidly, and she was hiding downstairs. And after they left, the Germans, I went to look for her, and she was gone. Everything was burning. You couldn't stay there. They smoked us out. People had to get out from the houses. You couldn't hide. And then, not only on top of this, after the houses were burning, they came in and they demolished them. So even if you were hiding, the people got suffocated underneath. They came with a fire truck. And with a ladder, they took us all down. So it was my brother, myself. At that time I was married, my husband, and his sisters. We were all hiding there. Maybe 50 people.
Some of them refused to go. So the Germans killed them right there. So we piled up the dead people. And we were digging at the cemetery. And somebody brought a little girl to the grave. A Jewish girl. She was maybe 4 years old, a blonde little girl. The parents gave her away to Polish people to hide. And the Germans gave an order, anybody who's going to hide is going to be killed. So they brought a little girl. And the gendarme was standing there on top of a little hill and watching us work. So he went over to her and he gave her an apple. And he asked her, "What's this?" in Polish. So she named it jabłka, which is in Polish, apple. And asked her name, and he repeated it, he broken Polish. He went back to his post. And he started to lecture us about the Jewish mother. He says, "This is keine Mutter. This is not a mother who leaves a child." And he said, "I assure you that she's not going to go far. That mother who ran away and left this child, we're going to get her." And while the girl was eating the apple, he shot her. He aimed at her. And the bullet went through her hair. And it screamed, the child screamed. Then he shot her again and killed her. And the child fell dead to the ground, and the apple rolled away. And we buried her with the rest of the others.